Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Faeez bin Muhammad Fuad, and I will present to you about the observation on the microstructure of cast iron for lab M2. So the objective of this lab is to observe the microstructure of cast iron under an optical microscope. Second, to identify the classification of cast iron according to the characteristic of the microstructure obtained. So for the procedure, by using the first sample at the workspace of the microscope and place it under the magnification lens, adjust the workspace until the sample is close to the magnification lens. Next, then repeat the same step by using the second sample. Make sure the sample is placed close to the magnification lens. Use next sample and place it at the workspace of the microscope. To get a clear image, adjust the focus by using the focus adjuster. Lastly, repeat the same step by using the last sample and put it under the magnification lens. Adjust the optical lens according to the eye until the image is clear. So for the discussion, for the first question is brief differentiate between steel and cast iron with the reference to their carbon percentage and hardness. For the cast iron, the carbon percentage is 2% to 3.5% of carbon. So the hardness is high hardness. For the steel, carbon percentage is less than 2% of carbon. For the hardness is low hardness. The second question is, on the basis of microstructure, briefly explain why the gray iron is brittle and weak in tension. Gray cast iron is brittle and weak in tension because the graphite form is in flake and it weakens the structure when it is in tension. The last question is, compare white and nodular cast iron with respect to composition, microstructure, mechanical characteristic. For the nodular cast iron, the composition is 0.05% magnesium. The microstructure is like showing like this, and the mechanical characteristic is high ductility, elastic modulus, and corrosion resistance. For the white cast iron, for the composition is 0.5% to 1.9% silicon and 1% to 2% magnesium. For the microstructure is like this. And for the mechanical characteristic is high compressive strength and retain good hardness. So we go to the conclusion. By conducting this experiment of observation on the microstructure of cast iron, we get to observe the microstructure for cast iron under optical microscope with more detail. Then the classification of iron, which is divided into four types according to the characteristic of the microstructure obtained during the experiment. The four type cast iron are gray cast iron, nodular cast iron, white cast iron, and malleable cast iron. For the gray cast iron, microstructure is obtained graphite, which is form of flake, which is surrounded by the ferrite and pearlite matrix. The nodular cast iron microstructure obtained is spherical, like graphite. White The white cast iron microstructure obtained the pearlite and cementite And lastly, the malleable cast iron microstructure is graphite rusters due to the decomposition of cementite. In order to get the perfect detail of the microstructure of each iron, the optical line should be adjusted accordingly to the eye until the image is clear. So that's all for me. Thank you.